everybody, it's Sarah and I'm coming to you today with my very first Scrappery video. I'm so excited. Today I am using the TSK Taylor. The PLK Tegan and the BPK Addison are still on their way to me from beautiful Australia to Minnesota. So I'm patiently waiting for those. So I'm doing a quick 8.5 by 11 layout for you today. I have a beautiful picture of my husband and I. It's in black and white, and it's just kind of actually some silly selfies that we took out on a date night. So I am going to start with the 12 by 12 pink and white paper that I cut down to 8.5 by 11. I grabbed a couple of the other pattern pieces of paper, the black and white floral and the black and white stripe, which is actually the reverse of the white and pink, and I just sewed those on the top with my sewing machine. And I also cut out that XOXO from the Silhouette store on my Silhouette Cameo. And I'm adding that on with some pop dots. I'm also using one of the beautiful doilies that came in the kit. It also came with some of that gorgeous chipboard. All of this is from Coco Vanilla Studios' Love Always collection. And in that little container next to me, you can see all the fun little bits and pieces. There were sequins. There was some gorgeous Love Always, see it's black, that is some acetate or some like plastic pieces that she must have had made specifically for the kit. It came with wood veneer, it came with all sorts of fun little bits and pieces. Now I'm just trying to figure out what to put in that upper part there. I have not used any flare badges in so long. It was so fun to get a fresh pack of those. Then I'm using a piece of wood veneer. The one side said hi, but I didn't like that. I don't like every single piece of my ephemera saying something on it, because then I think you're spending more time reading than actually looking at it sometimes. I grabbed a piece of twine from the Twinery from my stash. It's a white with silver, since there are silver accents in this collection. And that says together, and I'm going to pop that up on a pop dot also. And then I'm going to use my Tombow Mono Multi to adhere that beautiful Always resin. Oh, that's the word. Yeah, resin piece. Kind of like plasticky stuff. Really fun. Adds lots of dimension. I also cut out a few leaves and flowers from some glitter cardstock with my die cut machine. I'm just going to add that there. I think that one is from the Maggie Holmes Confetti. And I really like peeling the sticky off the chipboard before I stick them down, because I don't like to commit right away. So here you can see I'm kind of playing with a pop dot because I want to get more of that black and white stripe action going in there. And I do manage to get it stuck in there. And my Tombow Mono Multi adhesive works great for anything that I need it to work for. Chipboard, anything. The kit also came with a pack of beautiful flowers in light pink, medium pink, and white, and I just kind of wove a couple of those together and tucked them behind the picture, and also used my Tombow Mono Multi-Glue to adhere those down. Here you can see I am grabbing my fun Heidi Shine in black, and I give that a few splatters after I cover up the rest of my stuff. And I also make sure you always wipe down your surface, or so you don't get everything stuck all over and ever have black all over everything. That would be terrible to ruin your project. Now I am going to these beautiful enamel dots that are glittery gorgeous, and I am just adding some of those. I also have some tiny word stickers, some old ones from old crepe paper, Maggie Holmes, also confetti. And I'm just trying to decide where to stick those two guys down. I had a lot of black and white ones left over from that collection. I thought, ooh, this would be the perfect layout to use. And there we go. Finally decided on a spot for those. Adding also some Kaisercraft gems and some Kaisercraft pearls. And that is almost it. Oh yeah, some of those beautiful sequins. There were some white, some clear, and then some iridescent, along with several colors of teal. A really great sequin mix. And I decided to add a few of those to where I had added some of the splatters of the Heidi Shine. I also added another white resin heart that came with the kit up at the top. And sorry, you guys can see my head a little bit, but you know those sequins are tricky and you want to get those placed just right. So here I'm just trying to decide where I'm going to add those few sequins. I think I did take the white ones off because they were a little bit bigger than I wanted. So I added a couple of clear and a couple of iridescent, once again with my Tombow Mono Multi-Adhesive. And that is a bead reamer that I use to get those little sequins exactly where I like them, so then you don't get covered in sticky glue either. So this should just about do it. I think I'm going to stamp the date on. This was July, probably 18th, something like that. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much, and look for much more from me to come very soon from the Scrappery. Thanks, guys. Bye.